I know sometimes you don't wanna wake up. You're taking on a lot and it's getting too much. I know that it feels you can never get it right, even though you try. Laying in your bed, trying not to cry, but I see through your smile. Don't know where to go, been out on your own. You ain't used to be loved, never feel that you're enough. But I got you, holding the line. Love you either way, my darling. It's raining outside, I know that it's late, but you don't always have to be okay. Love you either way, my darling. I know you're taking the time to get your head straight. I'll be waiting for you, 'cause you know that I love you either way. Through the good and the bad, the truth and the cap, and you at your worst is still the best I've ever had. You need a break from this negative mindset. You need to climb out, but you don't want to try it. You're stuck in a hole with nowhere to go, and I don't know how to reach you. I'm trying, but I don't get it right. I'm sorry if I trip when I should be by your side. I just feel like I'm swimming, but I'm caught in the tide. But we'll be alright. Love you either way, my darling. It's raining outside, I know that it's late, but you don't always have to be okay. Love you either way, my darling. I know you're taking the time to get your head straight. I'll be waiting for you, 'cause you know that I love you either way.
Welcome, one and all. Happy opening. Oh, wrong scene. Nobody saw that. Welcome, one and all to opening day. Happy opening day, everyone. You thought I was talking about baseball, MLB baseball? No, I'm talking about the season 54 opening day. Hope you all are having an excellent Thursday. I am your host for today's stream, AJay887, and I am joined by quite a few individuals in a voice call with me here. First up, we have the co-host of tonight's stream, Knif3y. Knif3y, what's up?
Hey, glad to be here. Excited. It's the first time I've ever done like a non-game stream. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
That it will be. Season 54 Majors Draft. We also have five. Is it five? 1, 2, 3, 6. Sorry, 6 Major League GMs on the call with us tonight. You all want to go around and introduce yourself? Who wants to go first? Don't all jump up at once.
Allcat Bandit, Lunar Base.
Welcome.
It is Enoch of the New York Voyagers.
Enoch Salt of the Indianapolis Apex, and by that I mean T-Stools.
Enoch Stoles, aka T-Stoles. Okay.
Onyx Multi, Boise Raptors, Bazooka Joe. Yeah.
Nazbase of the Sea Serpents.
And last but not least, it looks like they stepped away for a moment. I don't know if they're back yet. They're still muted. But HBJ is here as well. Harvey Brinkley Jr. of the Toronto Pathfinders is here as well. Just stepped away for a moment. But yeah, we got plenty of Majors GMs. Probably one of the largest groups of GMs we have had for a Majors draft in quite some time. And we're all here to present to you the Season 54 Majors Draft. Hope you all are ready for it. We have the first overall pick. We do have quotes from some GMs who weren't able to make it for the stream, so we will be able to read those out live on air for you all.
If AW is not coming, I can talk for Buffalo a little bit too. But if you have some quotes, that's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to go ahead and lead us on into the first overall then?
Can I make up stuff?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, do you want me to announce it, or are you going to bring it up on the screen first?
Yeah, go ahead
gotta
and
look up the name.
lead us on into it. As you announce it, I'll move the slide.
Hold on, I gotta get the list because I don't have the player names.
Okay, I can just reveal it too.
He can read off of it, so you're not making him run around.
I gotta bring up the. Go ahead though.
Okay, with the first overall draft pick for Season 54, the Buffalo Surge will select D.W. Dog Maple, first baseman from the Swifties.
I wasn't sure if his player name was the same as his user. Okay. Dogwood. So yeah, we I don't know if you have any quotes from AW, but we had the first overall pick. I wasn't directly involved in any of the scouting, but I definitely was involved in some of the war room talks. And we fielded a lot of offers from a lot of different teams because we were interested in trying to move back, but ultimately Dog Maple was just too valuable to us to let slip or to try and. So we weren't getting enough good offers to to match up to how good we think he'll be. So obviously recreate longtime player. I think he's on the bank team. Might have some other jobs too. So not a huge surprise, I don't think, for anybody. But we're happy to have him. And if you have any quotes from AW, I'd love to hear them too.
Yep, we do have a quote from AW, one of the GMs of the Surge, who says, "Quote. What's that coming down the track? It's a mean machine in red and black. Super excited to grab Dogwood here at first overall. There were opportunities to trade back, but no value could match what I think Dogwood can bring to the Surge. Dog Maple is, of course, going to be the next big thing in the line of great Dogwood players, and we could not pass up the opportunity to team up with him for the first time in PvE. Also, as someone who misses living in Georgia, had to reminisce with the pick. Go DW, Dog Maple, go Dogwood Maple, go Surge, and go Dogs." Smiley face.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty excited about the pick. Lucky to kind of get that first pick too, with that trade and everything. But yeah, pretty great. I'm excited. I think it'll be a great addition. I think we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, certainly seems to be a excited team to welcome in DW Dog Maple to the Surge. So congratulations. Next up at number 2 overall, we have Seattle on the clock with their first pick of the draft. Nazbase, you want to lead us on into it?
Yeah, so we're finally not first. I mean, we're first loser or first winner, depending on how you look at it. But in my point of view, we're first winner because even though we picked second, we still ended up with the top person on our list. And it's somebody who has been around for a long time. In fact, their first go-around in PvE, they were a Sea Serpent. And so it's always nice to bring back alumni, especially people who are just itching to be here. So with the second overall pick, the Sea Serpents selected Taco Bell. That's a great render. I wasn't sure if we were going to go the Taco Bell route, or there should be a phone somewhere in there, or like hold the phone with like the Taco Bell app or something. But super stoked to, and it's funny that Danny like started out as a Sea Serpent with his first player, but when I started out in PvE, Danny was my teammate in State College when he was Dunkin' Donuts. So full circle for everybody. I'm super stoked. Can't wait to welcome Danny back into Seattle. So yeah, congratulations.
I think
Congratulations.
he was hands down the top prospect in the whole draft. A lot of teams were looking to get him. I think that's a great selection.
That it is. So congratulations to Taco Bell for being selected at number 2 to the Sea Serpents. At number 3, we have the Providence Crabs, and the Crabs will select Paulo Zalewski, right fielder from the Lemurs. Madge's new player. And we have a quote from Southworth, one of the Providence GMs. Now, fair warning for all of Southworth's quotes. They are chock full of puns, and they are lengthy. So buckle in, everyone. Quote, we were shell-shocked when we saw Magisu still available to us, so we knew we had to reel in right fielder Paulo Zalewski with our top pick. This clawsome acquisition has us and mock drafters bubbling with excitement. Zalewski is known for his pinch-perfect swing and crab-tivating defensive plays. Zalewski, with his hard shell at the plate and a snappy arm in the outfield, is going to scuttle right into the Crabs lineup. His ability to crack fastballs and trap fly balls in the deep sea of right field makes him a sure bet to make an impact. Opposing pitchers will clam up when he steps into the batter's box. This crustacean-to-be will be claw-bashing home runs over boats and planes before you know it. We see Zalewski as a tide-turning addition to our roster. With his talent and the team's deep-sea development, we are hoping he'll help snap a championship run into place before you know it. One thing's for certain, the crust is just the beginning for Paulo Zalewski and the Providence Crabs.
Oh my goodness, this is only the third pick?
Yes. I hope everyone is ready for more quotes like that from Southworth. So.
Is this going to be a memoir? Is this going to be published? Maybe a media?
You know, that would be a question for Southworth.
Like a novel.
Yeah, Southworth can publish their own media. I'm not going to help them out with that. They can earn their own money.
Is that our next podcast?
Why is that the next podcast?
I don't know yet.
Okay, fair enough. Next up at number 4 overall, we have the Cancun Toros with their next selection. And with the Toros pick at number 4, they are going to trade it. It is going to Lunar Base instead, alongside the Season 56 Cancun second and third round picks. In exchange, Cancun is receiving Scotty Sterling and Lunar Base's first pick in the Season 55 draft. Now, Lunar Base has already been wheeling and dealing this offseason.
That's an interesting move.
Yeah, we had Sir Poe and Sting Eucliffe already on the move from Lunar Base. That those trades were made public this week. Wildcat Bandit, you want to talk on this trade at all before we head on into your next pick?
Yeah, Rob and I were expecting to have no pick to the number 20, and just right before the pick, basically, Rob made this trade with Cancun, and we were able to select AJay Big Boom Justice, a great user in Rory. Since we talked to our war room, and since we were losing, like you said, a lot of our good war room people, we wanted to add some more in to get good users, more than position, more user than position. But we really enjoy having him. Welcome to the moon, AJay Big Boom Justice.
Well, congratulations to AJay Big Boom Justice, Rory, for being selected to the Space Rangers at pick number 4 here. That brings us on to pick number 5, the Providence Crabs, with their next selection. Hope everyone is ready for this one. Providence Crabs at number 5 will select Seymour Baltz, Philip Pryor from the Lemurs, third baseman. And we got, yes, another quote from Southworth with more puns. So get ready. Quote, we wanted to make waves in the draft, reeling in a promising talent like third baseman Seymour Baltz. With this snappy bat, we have bolstered our infield, who is sure to make a splash in the league. We clearly aren't crabbing around with this pick, seeing Baltz as a future cornerstone of our deep-sea infield. We are already hooked on the potential of this tidal wave of talent. It won't be long before he's clawing his way up the ranks. The Legends East better be ready. Baltz is here to rock the pot. We are beyond excited to bring back King Crab Philip Pryor to the Crabs family. So congratulations to Philip Pryor, Seymour Baltz, for being selected to the Crabs here.
I have my list up now too. If you need me to announce any.
All right.
I can't believe they're going to call Philip Pryor King Crab when Chess is on the team.
Fair point. Surprise guest Casey Colby, everyone. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
I figured we'd bring in him to talk about the surge if it comes up again, so I don't look foolish.
Nice. Excellent. Well, we have the Surge up next at number 6. However, with number 6 overall, the Surge are going to trade this one. And they're going to trade back a little bit as Indianapolis trades up. 6 overall going to the Apex, 9 overall to the Surge. It was a little bit interesting to see this kind of 1-for-1 trade with no kind of...
I think there was some...
Wait, no, there was something. No, that wasn't the trade.
Okay.
I believe we
hang on.
got a $1 million in cap for this.
There's a cap
Yes.
Oh,
involved.
cap involved? Okay. So that was just not...
Yeah.
That's okay.
That they dismissed.
I was going to say, this seems odd.
It's a Madden trade. When you have all the trades.
And 1 mil cap for season 55 for that 6 overall.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for clarifying that. This did seem like a very odd trade for just 1-for-1. So, that brings us to the Apex then at number 6 overall. T-Stoles, you want to lead us on into this one?
Yeah, for sure. When we were doing our scouting, we stumbled upon a couple prospects that we really wanted. And so we decided to get into the DRS slipstream and overtake our way into this position.
You have a soundboard?
I had to use the Discord soundboard, how to one-up the Southworth puns. But anyway, with the 6th overall pick, we are ecstatic to bring on a new user, Brent Goldberg, Sixers fan 594. And while Goldberg is a new user, they aren't new to Sim Leagues. They've been active for over 10 years across multiple leagues, and we're excited to bring them to the Apex. They're pretty invested in the PB already, and they also come from a team that's pretty much our firm team at the moment, the Amarillo Armadillos. So Dillo, and welcome to the Apex.
I'd say anyone who saw his mock draft article is already kind of regretting not making this pick.
I really liked that. He was one of the prospects I really liked too.
Yeah.
I think he was recruited by Bailey. I saw that, so I was like, oh, that's probably a good sign.
Yeah, great pick.
Sixers fan too, so that's right up my alley. It would have been a tough sell for a new user at 1 overall, but I did really like this pick and this player.
Yeah, we're excited. I had a great chat with them, and of course, you mentioned the incredible mock draft piece that was posted right around the time we were scouting. We were wondering if we'd get double media around the time for the draft. Sadly,
mock draft is always double media, so you're good there.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so yeah, then let's go Sixers. You get even more money off the get-go.
Always love to see mock draft media pieces. So, congratulations to Brent Goldberg for being selected at number 6 overall. That brings us to number 7 overall with the Outer Banks Aviators with their next selection on the board. And with the number 7 overall, the Outer Banks Aviators are going to select Abe Ghosty, center fielder for the Leaners, MJ 1930.
I like that.
What's up,
I like that render.
Yeah, I love the render.
I like the 8-bit render. That's nice.
I know MJ's been around the league quite a bit, showing up in Twitch chat quite often. An excellent pick for the Outer Banks Aviators here as they look to add on to their outfield prospects for the future of the team. So, congratulations to Abe Ghosty, center fielder for the Lemurs, heading to Outer Banks at pick number 7. That brings us to number 8 overall, with Indianapolis Apex back on the clock. T-Stoles, you want to lead us on into your next one? T-Stoles?
Recently disconnected my
guess
headphones,
not.
so I hope...
Oh.
Yeah, I disconnected my headphones. Apologies. I am back, but yeah, there was also someone else we were thinking about taking, and Fetty and I were having a real headache worrying that Bailey was going to snipe them. But surprisingly, they went for a batter instead of a pitcher, or actually, I don't know if that was surprising or not. But either way, we brought in someone from Bruce City with the 8th overall pick. It is James Noble, Vigilante, another potential piece of the Apex long-term rotation. Fetty had an incredible scouting conversation with Vigilante, and we're extremely excited to bring them aboard. Brew City's not a team we always draft players from. It's usually my old alma mater in State College or Amarillo, but always got to look all across the minor leagues when bringing people in. And Vigilante, another new user who looks really promising. They've done some great media and stuff before, and we're excited to bring them aboard.
All right. Well, congratulations to James Noble, Vigilante, for being selected to the Apex here at pick number 8. Love the render. Mark Pryor, I believe that is one of my favorite players as a younger person. One of my favorite players back when they were on the
As a
Cubs.
youth.
What was that?
I was just joking. Like,
Okay.
One of your favorite players as a youth, as a youngster.
Yeah, back in my day. Too old for this. That brings us to number 9 overall, with the Buffalo Surge having this pick that they just traded for from the Apex, and with number 9 overall, they're going to trade it again. So number 9 overall changes hands once again. This one headed to Lunar Base, and in exchange, the Space Rangers will send Nashville's Season 55 first-round pick and $1 million each in cap for Season 55 and Season 56. Wildcat Bandit, any comment on this trade before we head into the pick, or?
Yeah, this was kind of a hard deal because the Season 55 Nashville first actually came from trading my my buddy AJay. So that's kind of a bad deal, but he kind of convinced us that we needed to do it and go start over. So we with the 9th overall pick, we pick another GM from Amarillo. We pick Lestat Delancourt K-Dub. Another just a good user, and hopefully to help our team in the future to do better.
I'd say trying to build up a new core, getting yourself a minors GM is a very smart move.
Absolutely.
He's a catcher too. Yeah. You always need a good catcher.
Yep. So
nothing wrong with trading away that asset, especially if you're just moving it up a year, from season 55
and
to
for
season
us
54.
we had the opposite problem. We had a pretty full rotation and lineup, and anyone we drafted would have had to spend 4 to 5 years down. It was like, oh man, if we could really just trade this back until a spot opens up, that it worked out better for us that way too, which is why we were trading down and back with all these picks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my co-GM Rob. He was doing all this wheeling and dealing with everybody while he was moving into a new house. So
wow,
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, kudos to Rob for that.
That is all the Buffalo moves for a while. So thanks for having me.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And that brings us on to number 10 overall, the Death Valley Scorpions. With their first pick of the draft, the Scorpions will select Melo Mistur, the center fielder for the Bears, user Mistur as well.
Nice.
We have a quote from Person Man, one of the GMs of the Scorpions, who says, quote, "I had a really solid conversation with Mistur during the scouting process, and I felt that they would be a great fit with the Death Valley organization. I think they'll be an asset to our locker room, and they fit our positional needs perfectly as we now start to plan ahead and have replacements lined up to take over for our older players in the future. Center field is an important position, and having it now locked down for the foreseeable future will help us remain in good form for longer than anyone else in the league wants." So, congratulations to Melo Mistur for being selected here at pick number 10 to the Death Valley Scorpions. That brings us now to number 11 overall, the Toronto Pathfinders on the board with their first pick of the draft. HBJ, looks like you're back. You ready to take us on into this pick?
So, this pick actually came as a consequence of TBS picking Melo Mister and us not being able to get Mr. Goldberg or Ghosty. Webby had scouted all 3 of those guys, and we're like, oh yeah, slam dunk. Nope, not even close. So, with the 11th pick, we decided to go with somebody who we knew was still going to be there, but had a bit of a nervous twitch about that. But with the 11th pick, we got Pander, who is a huge get for us. I think he's one of the SBA guys. And that beautiful render, beautiful Pathfinder colors. 225 TPE for a relief pitcher and a guy who's got his own graphics shop. I say that's a slam dunk in our view, and for our future, that's huge. He's up there with as many of these picks as anybody else. I think we got a great user in Pander, and hopefully he'll
Yeah.
stay with us for a long time.
I think it's a great pick, and the draft class was really heavy in batters. There wasn't a whole lot of pitching depth, so he was probably a top 3 pitcher overall, like in our assessment. So I think it's a great pick.
I don't doubt he's going to do great things for us, and it's going to be a great thing when he comes around, because when we lost on Tesla and everything else, we've needed pitching in the minors, from the minors to kind of kick up, and this is one of the best picks available. So, Pander, welcome to the Lodge. Welcome to the Pathfinders.
Congratulations to Kip Treadwell, Pandar, for being selected at pick number 11. So now that brings us into pick number 12, the San Antonio Sloths with their first pick of the draft, and they will select Les Scoden, user Squid, shortstop for the Hepcats. We have a quote from Jiggy, one of the GMs of San Antonio, who says, "Squid is an absolute gem of a user, and they've been a max earner in every sim league they've been in. When we saw that they had created for this PBE class, landing them immediately became one of our top priorities. Not only is Squid a grinder when it comes to earning, but they are also a really great personality who is going to bring so much to our locker room. Les Scoden has the potential to add a ton of much-needed versatility to the Sloth's position player group and lineup. During scouting chats, Squid expressed absolute openness to tweaks, modifications, position changes, and doing whatever he can to help whatever team he lands on win. We are euphoric that team will be the San Antonio Sloths. Squid is as close to a sure thing as there is in sim leagues, both from the value he adds with his players and the value he adds to the team community. We cannot wait to more formally welcome him to the squad." So congratulations to Les Scoden, Squid, for being selected here.
Yeah, great
At
pick, I think, too.
pick number 12.
We had them high on our list as well, but like he was saying, we didn't have a ton of space for any of these guys to go. It was tough to. But I think it's a great pick for the Sloths. We're gonna probably hate facing this guy, trying to sneak one through the infield if he's playing shortstop for the next 10 years.
You only have so many picks. That's one thing that I really had to grapple with as a GM, is just how many great players are in a draft. You can only get a fraction of them, because there's just so many teams drafting at the same time as you. It's
It
tough.
was a pretty deep class. I mean, we've had a couple really deep classes ever since I've joined, but this one seemed particularly deep.
Yes, yeah, I think so as well.
It feels so weird being one of the older guys here with Enoch and AJ now.
Yeah, I date back all the way to season 18 back in my day. But
Do I have to get the wheelchair or the crutches?
both. Both. Hummus, you joined in 13. You're not young. You're older than me. That brings us to number 13 overall with the Boise Raptors and their first pick of the draft. And with the number 13 overall selection, Joe, you want to go ahead and announce it?
Yeah, sure. So Anik and I have been talking about this draft class in the war room. We're talking about getting in on the hitting streak here with all the hitters and stuff, because we really like the hit. Also, our farm system has just been depleted, and we wanted to kind of start rebuilding that. So with this pick, we went ahead and went with Diego Ramirez, Tampa Tarpons 18. I had a really good talk with Diego with Tampa, and yeah, we just really needed to get back in the hitting fray. Like I said, he's a magic shortstop for the Swift Steeds. Unfortunately, that's the only negative about him is that he plays for the Swift Steeds. But, we're really excited about bringing him in. He also said that he's open to playing different positions, but hey, you know what? Shortstops are hard to come by. But yeah, we're really excited to bring Tampa in, and I hope that he's excited to be in Potato Land with us in Boise. So
we actually have a quote from your co-GM Anik as well. just chiming in here. Anik says, we were trying to trade into the draft to snag Diego multiple times, and we're amazed he dropped to us at 13. Having a great conversation with him and seeing how active he was a no-brainer for us. The Boise farm system is lacking in all phases of the game, but with drafting Diego, we have a multi-position athlete for the future. Welcome to Boise. Tampa Tarpons 18. You will love it. So congratulations, Tampa, for being selected at pick number 13 to the Boise Raptors. New Orleans has forfeit their cap penalty at number 14 overall, so we move on to number 15, that being the Sea Serpents. However, with this pick, the Sea Serpents are going to trade it. And this is an interesting one. I don't know what to make of this one, but we have trading 19 and 29 overall, as well as a total of about 3.5 mil in cap between two seasons for 15 overall and 18 overall. Nosbase, want to chime in on this at all, or?
Two parts. I'll mention part one
Your
here,
part
and then when we
two.
get to 19, it'll probably make more sense. Part one, we just need a cap. just put it simple. We need a cap. And
Fair.
Crabs had cap, and they wanted picks, and here you are.
All right, fair enough. So that brings us then to Providence's next pick. Hope everyone's ready for this. At number 15 overall, the Providence Crabs will select Jordan Love, Barry Allen from the Dillos, first baseman. And we got another quote from Southworth with more puns. We made a clawsome move in the draft, reeling in first baseman Jordan Love, a player with a pinch-perfect swing and the ability to crack baseballs like a well-seasoned lobster dinner from Red Lobster. With Love joining the Crabs, the team is sure to have a heavy-hitting presence anchoring the infield with Seymour Baltz for seasons to come. Love will be known for his hard-shelled approach to the plate, showing power that will make opposing pitchers clam up in fear. His bat has a habit of snapping into action at the right time, and once he gets hooked on a surge pitch, it's sailing into the deep sea of the outfield. We saw a pearl in Love's potential and scooped him up before anyone else could bait him away. With his skills in the Crabs' deep sea development, we are hoping he'll scuttle straight into the Crabs' Hall of Fame. Crustacean Nation is already hooked on Jordan Love. I don't know what the pot shot at Buffalo was specifically there.
You gotta get your shots in when you can. But
Fair.
that's their third first round pick in this draft. So I mean, they're reloading as fast as they can, right?
Yes,
That
they
rounds out
are.
a pretty big draft class already to get what?
They got 3 first rounders.
You got Madge, you got Philip Pryor, and Barry Allen.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah,
first
that
round for the Crabs.
$3 million a season is gonna really hit hard for him, isn't it?
Yeah, that could that sneaks up on you every now and then, the first round payments of the contract. But yeah, 3 first rounders for the Crabs. So congratulations to Jordan Love, heading on over to Providence on the call up. That brings us to number 16 overall. Enoch, you want to lead us on into this one?
Yeah, so at 16 overall, there are a few people that we targeted, and clearly they they were taken prior, but this is one that I kind of didn't expect to be here, but he was. So and we thought that at this stage we did we did want to see if we could field some offers and see what options we have, but 16 overall is very hard to trade. For anyone who really doesn't know, 16 overall is kind of this weird end of the round type thing, and you could never get like a like fair value for it. But regardless, we kind of figured we wanted to pick here, and again, I didn't expect him to be here, but we. At number 16, the New York Voyagers select Professor Crockwell. This is Stegosaurus. I had the pleasure of picking up Steg back in season 17, I believe it was, off waivers. Towards the end of the season when we had waivers back in those days, and with his first player here in the PBE, and That is a great rent. That's a great rent. I just so I've known Steg since he joined the league here, and he was a big part of the ISFL for a long time. He was he was a head office here and was the head of the Point Task team for a while as well. So we're really glad to bring in a veteran to our locker room, which is I have a tendency to draft new players, which is really awesome, and I love doing that. But every so often, it's nice to have someone who's a veteran of sim leagues being around. So we're looking forward to helping him develop his player, and we have a young rotation, and he will continue. And he will continue that trend, and hopefully he'll be part of down the line. He'll be an ace along with Reno for us, and down the line, and so we're very glad to bring Steg on board. So.
Well,
Only the
congratulations.
fourth pitcher overall taken as well. So I mean, I think you're getting pretty good value there because will be a pretty good pitcher for a 16th pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking. A lot of times you don't know what you get at 16. And there are obviously there are a lot of with all users there are risk and so forth, and to be at 16 overall and feel like it's a safe pick. It doesn't happen too often, not to say that these are bad, they're not bad picks, there are risks involved with all of them because, especially sometimes new users, or people that have gone, inactive really early in the past, and, there's some hesitancy because, there's a track record behind it, but with Steg, he's been around and so, yeah.
Top 5
Especially
pitcher
pitching
in
as well,
this
yeah.
draft class
Yeah.
too, for sure. Good pick.
All
I look
right.
forward to striking out to him in the twilight of my career.
Well, congratulations to Professor Crockwell for being selected to New York here, and that completes the first round for the season's 54 draft. If you want to take a screenshot of that real quick in case you want to share that with your locker rooms, up to you. This draft and all the trades will be posted to the forums later, so you don't need to worry too much about it. That will bring us on into the compensation round. Compensatory round, something like that. We have compensation picks for both Vancouver and Boise, and with Vancouver's selection, they will
Oh,
trade it. 3-way trade.
Ooh,
God, I forgot about this.
So
triples are best.
this pick and 24 overall are being sent from the Vandals to the Space Rangers.
Exactly. What is the question?
What?
What? Exactly.
So this pick and 24 overall being sent from the Vandals to the Space Rangers. Cap being sent from Lunar Base to the Vandals in return. And Nashville sending Cap to the Vandals, as well as the second rounder from Lunar Base being sent to the Stars. So, yeah, and that is a lot of Cap going to the Vandals, by the way. $7 million in Cap.
They had like 6 first-round picks just a few seasons back, didn't they? So they probably are, now all these guys need paid at the same time, right?
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's
Yeah, well,
fair.
we obviously had plenty of money dealing away our 3 highest paid players, just about. So we had plenty of room to grab 2 more picks and give away a little cap.
So you want to lead us on into that pick then, Wildcat?
Okay, with number 17, this is really the only guy I scouted because, like I said, we didn't really have any picks, so we didn't do a lot of scouting. Gunther Gerhardt is Pifferfish. He's a new create and a pretty active user, so we're going to welcome him in and hope he's a good pitcher for us.
Well, congratulations, Pifferfish, for being selected
Great
here
pick.
with the compensation pick. I like the Lunar Base tattoos on Popeye here.
Solid ERA, good TPE. That's a great pick.
Absolutely. So, congratulations, Gunter Gerhardt. That brings us now to Boise's next pick. Bazooka Joe, you want to lead us on into this one?
Yeah, so having this pick as well, we wanted to hold on to this too. So we had a couple offers come in for this one, but at the end we decided to hold on to it because we were just missing that one little chess piece, and we went ahead and picked up 4D chess.
I see
Boys
what you did there.
Chess. Boys Chess is back again with a little East Coast swing. We had a great scouting conversation with Chess, and he's poised to be taking over for Ziegler, our second baseman now in the future. And he's a great person, and we're happy to be able to bring him to Boise. And Nick wanted me to say that he is finally happy to play.
We do actually have a quote from Anik as well, who says, "Boys to Chess is back again with a little East Coast swing. It's a boys
That's
to men."
what I said.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay. Well, Anik said it too, I guess. We had a great scouting conversation with Chess, poised to be taking over from Ziegler in the future at second base for Boise. Great person. We're happy to be able to bring him to Boise. Glad we're finally going to play together on a PBE team.
yeah, we were just happy to get another hitter at this point. Like you said, the pitching wasn't too much for us. We didn't really need it as our rotation, our bullpen set for a couple of seasons now, so we needed to get some hitting, and we're glad we got 4D Chess.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Chess, being selected to the Raptors here during the compensation round of the first. So now that brings us on into the second round, and we see more forfeits due to cap penalty. Before any of that, we have our 17th overall selection. HBJ, you want to bring us on into 17 overall?
Sorry, I was roasting Anik. Okay. 17 overall, we had a variety of choices, but we went here with a guy who is in the chat. And due to his icy reception, we understand that he wanted to go in the first round, but unfortunately, he had to drop here. This is going to be our new second baseman in a couple seasons. He is AJay Levine. Yep, that Jason Bay render.
I like it.
We hope for him to be better than Jason Bay was in New York. But
well.
Another great user coming to us in the second round. I know he's had... This is not his first sim league, so he's got plenty of experience. We'd like to thank Webby for scouting him as well. The fact that he went 17th behind two experienced users is insane, but entirely okay with it. He's going to be great for us in the future. He's going to be getting on base for us, and hopefully when we get him up to the majors, he'll be as good, if not better, than who we have currently. I'm grateful to have Mr. Levine on the team. Thank you for being here, and we are happy to have you.
I think I love the Jason Bay render. As a Pirates fan, there were some good times then.
I love looking in the chat and it says, "They love me."
Well, congratulations, Deity of Ice, AJay Levine, for being selected at pick number 17. Now, pick number 18, the Providence Crabs with their next selection.
Yeah, I can announce this one. They went with Randy Colon, the Nano 74, the user. Relief pitcher, like I said, this class was had a lot of batters, I felt like. So some of these pitchers slipped back, but this guy could have been a first rounder for sure. And we have a quote, I believe it's from Southworth again, right? So strap in. And what Southworth had to say about Randy was, "We wanted to rail in relief pitcher Randy Colon to anchor our bullpen, known for his snappy slider and pinch perfect command. Colon is expected to scuttle his way into high leverage situations, shutting down opponents like a true crustacean closer." That you're losing me a little bit there. Colon's pitching arsenal is nothing short of colossal, featuring a crab hammering slider that leaves hitters floundering and a cutter that snaps harder than a hungry lobster scavenging the ocean floor. When he takes the mound, batters have to tread water carefully because once he gets into rhythm, there's no escaping the trap. It will be shrimply delicious. Welcome to the pot, Randy. I think it's a good pick. I like the little write up, a little tongue twister there with the crustacean closer, but that might work with the cologne. The
Yeah.
cologne, the crustacean closer. I'm not sure if that's their plan for him to be a closer or not, but I like it.
Southworth, you lost me a little bit with some reusing of puns at the start there, I think, but you brought me back in after in the back half, or reeled me back in.
There's only so many crap puns that you can do.
Fair.
This is their fourth pick, so
That is fair indeed, yeah. So that brings us on over to number 19 overall. Now, basically, you want to lead us on into your next pick?
I'm gonna lead it off with a question for you, AJ.
Okay.
How much do you like chili?
I like chili.
I like chili too. Did you know that they boil beef in water to make Cincinnati chili?
They would.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm very intrigued. Go on.
That's it.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
okay.
Anytime
Only because I
serious,
wish we could have passed at 19.
was
Because
this an automatic
this
pick, or
individual
was this...
apparently likes this gross way of making chili, unlike everybody else.
Oh,
And also,
right.
his team
He's
is
from
0-1
Cincinnati.
today. But unfortunately, we couldn't pass. So
They already
had
got pass.
that too. We couldn't. Not only could we not pass because I'm already here, but we had to take this, and it's also why why 19 was in the trade, because no matter what, whether it was 18 or 19, it was going to be some dude named Bradley Wellerman Jr.
Sure, she got rid of the trade. Got rid of the pick.
We always have to have a resident Ohioan in the locker room. So I guess and no Luigi this time. He stepped it up. He just went to another green like individual. But you have a bunch of novels to read later on in the draft, so I'm just gonna say this bust. That was the only note I had. Only one word.
All right.
I have a note as well.
That was also,
Bust.
that was also my on my that was also on my draft board too. Wow, good to know.
Just for any new players that are watching, one of the rules.
Oh, we shouldn't bash on the yes.
One of the rules of PvE is that if you're a GM, you have to take your GM's player if they're in the draft with your second round pick. Daedalus, one of the GMs of the Seattle Sea. Yes. Daedalus, one of the GMs of the Seattle Sea Serpents. That is why everyone is bashing on them. We are not just bashing on a random user for no reason. We would never do that.
No, we only bash on people with reasons. So
Yes. So that brings us now to number 20 overall, with the Lunar Base Space Rangers on the clock for their next pick.
His player's just mid.
Wildcat Bandit, you want to bring us on into the next pick? Are you there? You're muted. I don't know if you. I don't know if they stepped away or not.
He's gone.
All right.
We have
Lincoln.
he is angry for day.
All right. Wildcat Bandit.
No, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I was muted.
Yeah. Okay.
This was supposed to be our first pick of the draft, and it ended up being like our fifth or sixth. But with the 20th pick, we picked Warrior King, Dead Poet. I believe it's a new creation, new user. They seem to be pretty active new user, so we went with them at number 20. I'm happy to have them on Lunar Base.
Yep, and I think that's your fourth pick in the top 20. So you guys are reloading pretty quick. I like the pick. I think it's a good pick, and 4 in the top 20 is never a bad thing.
Yeah. Getting together a good group of players for the next wave of Space Rangers.
Right. If the plan is to rebuild, I like it so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're
It would be weird.
We're working hard.
Rebuild.
yeah. I hate that term, but I guess we're doing it.
Well,
You could give it a different name.
Yeah.
everyone goes through the cycle.
We'll workshop the rebuild of the term rebuild.
Yes, for sure.
Number 24 overall, now skipping ahead since 21 through 23 were forfeit due to cap penalty. And right back to you, Wildcat Bandit.
That would be us again. We went with another new user, Jackson Ramirez, my Wizbro. Another fairly active user, seems to be so far. So, yeah, like Hama said, we were rebuilding the moon. The cheese has gone bad.
Well, hey, then this is the 5th pick and basically still like in the top 20-ish. That's pretty. Just keep building and adding. That's all you can do. I like it though. Like I said, this class was loaded with a lot of hitters, so like some of these pitchers slipped back. And I don't know, another guy that I think will be good. I like him.
Yeah, that's why we decided to do it. What we did is this draft was so heavy that we couldn't afford to have only one pick starting at 20. So
yeah,
you can never have too many pitchers either, especially starters.
All right, now 25 through 27 were forfeit due to cap penalties. So number 28, the Sloths, with their next selection, they will take Mark Honcho, first baseman from the Florida Flamingos. User is Dakota B. And we have a quote from Jiggy, one of the GMs of San Antonio, who says, "Some hard luck derailed Dakota B's first run in the PBE before it really had the chance to take off. But that's only seemed to make them hungrier to see Mark Honcho become an absolute home run smashing success long term." Home run mashing, home run smashing, they both work. When reviewing our roster in advance of the draft, the number one need we identified was a big bopping bat. If it's one thing Mark Honcho is going to do in this league, it's bring the power at the plate. The positional and build fit were absolutely perfect for us, and quite frankly, we were super impressed with Dakota B's perspective, attitude, and overall enthusiasm for making a mark with this create. A motivated home run hitter is a scary proposition, unless of course they're on your team. We are thrilled to welcome Dakota B to the San Antonio Sloths family. So congratulations, Mark Honcho, Dakota B, for being selected to the Sloths here at pick number 28.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed this. This is a really cool attention to detail here. Look at the render. Like in the background, you have a Raptors player like that. I didn't even notice.
Actually, yes, that is.
I was wondering why they crossed the H though.
They crossed.
Over the Sloths.
Yeah, the T, like the long.
It's just a weird font.
Yeah. That's a really cool attention
to
to detail with the
Slaughters
Raptors player in the background.
Like the font is so easy.
2 T's on R and an S. I don't know. Just kidding. It does look great though. I like the background too with the Raptors. It's pretty funny.
I just like calling out that little attention to detail. That's really nifty. Stream Graphics team, once again, amazing job with the presentation as always. So thank you all.
A lot of power hitters in this draft too, like first baseman and like corner outfielders. A lot of pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quite a few of them. Next up, we have number 29 overall, the Seattle Sea Serpents. Now, Space, you want to lead us on into your next pick?
Don't worry, AJ. I don't have a question for you this time.
Okay.
So I'll give you. I'll just. In fact, I'll keep it short because you have 2 novels right after me. I'll just leave with movie quote. Ohana means family. Family doesn't get left behind, which means at 29 overall, the Sea Serpents select Lilo Pelikai, user Neller Beller, starting pitcher. I mean, come on, if you're gonna have your character be Lilo, you're probably gonna get my attention. And it helps when your teammate's gonna be your husband, aka T-Den Destroyer. So it worked out for us. In fact, this is part of the reason why we traded down in part of that other crazy looking trade that we had earlier, because we kind of took a gamble hoping that Neller would still be around with our pick, and it worked out for us. So welcome to the team, and now I think we're like the second team in the league to have like a husband and wife duo on a roster, if I'm not mistaken. So kind of cool. And but yeah, welcome to the team.
Nice. Well, congratulations, Neller Beller, for being selected here at pick number 29.
You'd actually be the 3rd behind Indy.
What?
Oh, I thought Grizzy and it was Grizzy and somebody else. I thought, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember personally. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will bring us now to number 30 overall, the Providence Crabs, with their next selection. At number 30, the Providence Crabs will select Jackson Love, left fielder from the Wheelers, Spidey 35. And we have a quote from Southworth, once again, saying, "This is a shelltacular move in the draft. Snapping up our future second baseman, Jackson Love, a Zook sleeper pick, Sumi Joe. A player with clawsome defensive instincts and a bat that can crack under pressure. Bat that can crack under pressure in the best way possible. With Love scuttling into the middle infield, we have added yet another tide
Crack
turning.
under pressure, good thing.
With the crack of the bat for home runs.
Oh, okay.
With Love scuttling into the middle infield, we have added yet another tide-turning talent to our deep-sea roster. Love will be known for his pinch-perfect footwork and sticky claws in the field, making him a sure thing for highlight reel plays. His crabtastic reflexes allow him to trap ground balls before they can escape, and his snappy throws to first make double plays a breeze. Offensively, he's got a swing that can hook line drives into the gaps, leaving pitchers floundering as he scuttles around the bases. Welcome home to Providence."
I noticed they drafted Jordan Love too. Are those guys brothers?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Pretend like they are. They're cousins.
Yeah.
Well, while you think about that, we have another crab pick, which means it's going to be another little haiku or whatever you want to call them. You want me to go right into it? We'll go
Yeah, go for
31 overall. The Crabs are going to pick Marshmallow, name of the player and the user, center fielder. And let's get right into his little ditty here. Southworth says about Marshmallow, you might think Crab's favorite meal is mussels, oysters, or clams. Well, you'd be wrong. It's Marshmallow, and we are crabtivated by our future center fielder. Mello is known for his hard-shelled approach to the plate, showing patience and a knack for clawing his way on base. Opposing pitchers better clam up because this speedster can scuttle around the bases in a flash with his legendary crab legs. Defensively, he's got sticky claws that can trap even the trickiest of grounders and fly balls, making him sure bet, S-H-O-R-E, I want to emphasize that, sure bet to save runs with snappy diving catches. He's going to be a fan favorite here in Providence. Yeah, I think it's a great pick. Marshmallow, I like the render. That's a good good picture of some fluff. It's a good brand. I like it. You know, I mean, the center fielder, especially if it's speedster with playing some defense, you can never have too many of those in your prospect pool.
Yeah, and always good to have a player on your team that has no fat or cholesterol and is gluten-free, according to the label on the jar. So, love to see it. Congratulations, Marshmallow, for being selected to the Crabs here, pick 31. Enoch, you awake?
All right. Okay, so at number 32, we were, it goes back to bringing veterans back into the locker room, and this person actually we have drafted before, and I've always had a really good relationship with them, and known them for a long time. They are a former GM, so we kind of figured that this is someone that while we understand that they had some they have gone inactive a bit due to some real life stuff, but we hope that they are back and be able to contribute and just to have fun. So we're happy to bring back at number 32 Brianna Rose Sabor. Petra likes baseball, like I said, I really enjoy having them in on the team prior, and really glad that we're able to have a chance to bring them back. So welcome.
Another catcher too.
Yeah, as a Fire Emblem fan myself, always a pleasure to see
gonna
Petra
say,
Liger.
That's what that's from. Is that Three Houses?
It is Three Houses, yeah.
Nice.
So
I knew that
congratulations.
from somewhere.
Yeah, congratulations, Petra Likes Baseball, for being selected here by the Voiders at pick number 32.
I like that pick even better now.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem.
There's your second round. That'll bring us on into round number 3. And
everybody's favorite round.
I swear, one of these seasons, we're gonna get a third round that is just all forfeit due to cap penalty, all of them. I can't wait for that to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, I don't think. So at number 30,
there's probably gonna be some good picks in here though because of that, you know.
Yeah, might be some sneaky good selections here.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have 3 picks in the third round, though. And at number 36, Wildcat Bandit, you want to lead us on into this one?
Yeah, with this pick, Rob talked to this user, and he was maybe going inactive, but he coaches him or GMs him in football, and I've played with him in football. So we went ahead and picked him anyway at this pick. You don't know what you're going to get at number 36 anyway. So we picked Skumakun with the user Unconfident. He's was a pretty active user before, so we're hoping we can get him back in.
Yeah, I mean, when you account for the forfeits and stuff too, it's more like a top 25 pick. Good TPE, good stats. What were you gonna say, AJ? I heard you laugh.
Oh no, I'm just laughing at the render. That's all.
Obviously, this is a.
So, guys, this is obviously a baseball, not a gun. Does Twitch get mad if I say gun? I'll censor it just in case. But they censored the first one and not the second one.
Yeah. The second time they're asking about it, so that makes what I mean.
That's a good render.
This guy. I wanted this pick, and I didn't think he'd go here, but still, quality user.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like the name too, Skooma.
I'm just losing.
Oh, Enoch was gonna take him. I wasn't even mad.
Another good pitcher, though. That I mean, if you guys, like I said, you're really loading up here with the picks. What's that make, like 6 or something in the? You said you remove those forfeits and do the math. It's like a top 25 pick, really.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with so far.
Right about there.
Yeah, about 28 or something, but that's still good quality. And at 36, I like it.
I'm tearing up at how much I was laughing over the render. That's amazing. Amazing render.
Pretty good.
Nice
Pretty
job.
good. Who made that? Foot.
A foot, yeah. Another
We need a relief streamer in here for AJ.
No, I'm good. Persona 3 also another great game too. So that'll bring us from 36 all the way to 42. Death Valley with their next selection, and in the third round, the Death Valley Scorpions will select Dan Bockel Jr., relief pitcher for the Firehawks. User Starchy Chaff, 151 TPE. Dan Bockel Jr., pitcher of the future for the Death Valley Scorpions, looking to bring them up and add them to the relief core as soon as they are ready after their time with the Firehawks. So congratulations, Dan Bockel Jr., for being selected to the Scorpions here at pick number 42. Now to 44, the Sloths with their next selection, and the next pick is Emidas Blair, catcher for the Swift Steeds, user Emidas. And we have a quote from Jiggy, one of the GMs of the Sloths, who says, "We really labored over whether to pick Emidas with our second round selection, so needless to say we were over the moon that they were still available to us in the third round. This is an extremely well-versed and respected Sim League user. They started in Sim Leagues way back in 2002, got a decade and a half of forum-based updating experience under their belt, and then literally built the SBA portal. Can you tell we are excited? Their player Emidas Blair also factors in well with Sloth's future planning. Blair projects as a potential mainstay backstop, so our hope is that this pick ensures stability and continuity long-term for us at the catcher position, which would just be an added bonus to the presence that Emidas the user will bring to our locker room. Welcome to San Antonio, Emidas." I think I saw Emidas in the Twitch chat a little bit earlier. I don't know if they're still around, but...
Is that Pudge Rodriguez?
Yeah, the skinny Pudge, not the old one.
Hey, there's Emidas.
Is he playing for the
So-
Padres in this? What is that brown helmet?
Congratulations, Amidas, for being
Why
selected
would you throw that in a?
to.
It's split. I think it's.
They could have color replaced it. So yeah.
That's okay. I like it.
So congratulations to Amidas for being selected here at pick number 44 to the San Antonio Sloths. More forfeits all the way to 48.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just like that, round
surprisingly
3 was
enough,
over.
the compensation round pick was forfeit as well.
Wow, a third round comp.
Yeah, not often you see those. But yeah, that will bring us now to the 4th round with pick number 49 with the New York Voyagers. Enoch, you able to make the next selection?
All right, so
yeah.
Oh, they didn't. Oh,
What's up?
there. Okay. This was actually a trade, but okay. Sure. Yeah. This was actually Toronto's pick. I guess they
Yeah,
didn't.
this was supposed to be
Toronto's pick.
49, but 45 technically overall, and we gave them, I think.
We gave you 500K of cap.
Yes, 500K cap for this season.
Yes. So figured that wanted to take a shot in the 4th for yet another vet in this draft, and so we went ahead and traded for this pick, and we're at number 49. We select Deion Sanders, Grizzly, who is that's classic. I like that.
Clear 92. That's good. That's got some swag.
92, yeah. He's with the Atlanta Braves back then. Yeah. And the game of Sandals. Let's go. So yeah, I do know that Grizzly, may not be as active as he was prior, but his focus as a speed guy and wanting to develop as a defensive player really would help in the outfield as we go forward. Hopefully it will line up with us needing to replace some of the outfielders down the line, and so yeah, we're very happy that we're able to give Grizzly a home here, and yeah, welcome to the team.
All right. Well, that brings us to number 50 overall. Nosbase, you want to lead us on into your next pick?
I find it very serendipitous that I find myself having to say this name again. And for those who watch a lot of Prospect League, I've had my fair share of saying this particular name. And I made a comment about having a husband and wife duo on the team. Well, let's go make it better. Let's go do father and son. At number 50 overall, the Seattle Sea Serpents select Balker Wooler, user Dissolve, starting pitcher. If we play our cards right, his dad may be the catcher, maybe catching for him in the major leagues, which would be kind of fun. But welcome back, Dissolve. Congrats on the recreate, and can't wait to welcome you back in the locker room.
Congratulations to Balker Wheeler being selected here at pick 50 to the Sea Serpents. That brings us now to number 51 overall, and the Crabs are back on the board with their next selection, and they will take Stu Macher, starting pitcher from the Flamingos, Castor Boris, the user. And we have another quote from Southworth.
That is beautiful.
The render, yeah.
I love it.
I don't think I get the reference, but
it's from Scream. That's
okay,
Matthew Lillard's character.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we have a quote from Southworth who says, "We were excited to snap up starting pitcher Stu Macher, a hurler with pinch perfect control, clawsome strikeout stuff, and a screwball that leaves hitters floundering. With Macher joining the future rotation, we have added a deep sea menace who's ready to sink the competition. Macher's arsenal is enough to make any batter clam up. With his talent, he could soon be snapping up pitcher of the year votes and leaving opposing teams washed up. When Stu Mocker takes the mound, batters better prepare to feel the pinch. So, congratulations, Stu Mocker, for being selected at pick number 51 to the Crabs.
We're crab people now.
That brings us to the Apex at number 52, but the Apex with this pick are going to trade it. That's going to the Pathfinders in exchange for Toronto's third-round pick in Season 57. So now Toronto has pick number 52. HBJ, you want to lead us on into this one?
It's hard to believe this guy was still here after what feels like forever an eternity for the poor guy. But we went and snatched him for a third-round pick in 3 seasons from now. I'm happy to bring in Christopher Hoff, the second baseman / shortstop. Mr. Hoff, I just messaged to let him know the good news. I'm happy to have him around. He's going to be a great part of our farm system. Love the flow of the hair and everything sticking out the back of his hat. He's already a Pathfinder. He's rugged. Playing shortstop is not an easy task. We have Kitakaze there right now, but he'll get old eventually, so we need somebody who will be there in the future to help the old man get up the steps one more time. So, Christopher Hoff, thank you for coming to the Pathfinders.
Congratulations.
Pretty good
to
value.
Christopher
52.
Hoff. Yeah, 52.
200 some TPE shortstop. I guess you can never have too many of them, you know.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Yeah, so that brings it to Lunar Base once again. Wildcat Bandit, you want to lead us on into your next pick?
Hey, pick 53. This will be our last pick. We went with another pitcher. Never can have too many pitchers. Osaki Renji, good left undone. We'd welcome him into Lunar Base.
Saki Renji, congratulations for being selected to the Space Rangers here at pick number 53. All right, now we have the Buffalo Surge at 54, and with this pick, the Buffalo Surge will pass. We have our first pass of the draft here at 54. So moving right along now to 55, Outer Banks. We'll select Archie Richards, starting pitcher for the Swift Steeds. Hang time on Discord, the user. So congratulations to Archie Richards, heading to Outer Banks through the draft. Congratulations. At 56, the Vandals will pass. And 57, T-Stoles, you have your next pick on the board.
Yeah, with the 57th overall pick, the season 47, the season 48, and the season 50 PBE champs. I want to just do a little fun little intro. These fourth round picks are always usually just shots in the dark. And same here. Let's see who we picked because I actually don't remember. Sopath, Atlas Bones. If you're still around, we'll reach out to you. Hopefully you can hop in. We would have loved to have picked a little bit earlier. We were hoping to maybe land Grizzy early on, but New York was able to pick him up, and we know Grizzy's going to do a good job with the Void Boys, and hopefully Sopath can do so with the Apex too. Welcome.
All right. Sopath, Atlas Bones, selected to the Apex at 57. And as T-Stoles kind of mentioned, at this point in the draft, most of these players have probably gone inactive at this point. So we'll kind of rapid fire through some of these. If you're still...
Oh, and sorry to interrupt. Fetty asked me to make fun of Sopath for being a fan of Oregon. I think Fetty has some beef with the state of Oregon, so just wanted to let you know.
Specifically the state of Oregon.
All of them.
It's shaped
what about
weird.
Portland? They're in Oregon.
But yeah, most of these picks in the later rounds are going to be flyer picks of players that are inactive, but that teams are hoping to bring back into the fold, into activity, and get them onto the team and earning. So we'll go pretty quickly through these last few, but we'll try and make a couple
Get a
of stops.
bunch of passes here.
Yeah. At 58, Scorpions pass. 59, the Stars pass. And at 60, the Sloths will pass. So that brings us to number 61. The Boise Raptors will select Cassius Agrippa, second baseman from the Swift Steeds, user Hollywood TY. So congrats to Cassius Agrippa amazing render, another amazing render by the Stream Graphics team. That brings us to number 62, New Orleans, with their first pick of the season 54 draft, all the way in the late 4th round. They will select Bryce Tyrone Johnson, user baseball Bryce, first baseman for the Swift Steeds. 133 TPE. Congratulations, baseball Bryce. At number 63, the Cancun Toros will pass. At number 64, the Voyagers will select David Corrigan, starting pitcher from the Hepcats. DC98, the user. Another fantastic render.
Yeah.
So there is your 4th round. And now in the 5th round, at 65, the Pathfinders will pass. At 66, Nowspace, any comment you want to make on your next pick?
So, since we own pass, by rule, we're not allowed to pass. So at 66, we took Rafferty Holman, user Astros fan 2022. Who knows? Maybe, there's always a home for them. You know, welcome you back if you would like to come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as always, if you're inactive for a while and you're watching this and you want to bring your player back to activity, your team would love to welcome you back and help you out with earning and get you back on the PBE train. It's now 67, Providence. Looks like Parker Steele, catcher for the Anchorage Wheelers. Like the little crabs in the eyes in the render. User Park with a 4 for the A. No puns from Southworth this time around.
A lot of TPE. That seems like a late. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Next
Maybe
up.
they started off, and you never know, I guess.
Yeah,
anyway, go.
Probably started off, had fallen.
I haven't seen him in 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. At 68, the Space Rangers pass and drop out of the draft. At 69, Detroit will make a selection. They will take Devin Harris, first baseman for the Firehawks Twins fan, 87, the user. If I'm not mistaken, I think this might be the Demons' first pick this draft. Maybe I'm incorrect on that, but congratulations to the Demons.
You're right.
And to Devin Harris. Yeah, first pick for them in the draft all the way down in the 5th round. Congratulations, Devin Harris. 71, the Outer Banks Aviators, who never pass.
Yeah, nice.
Except that one time that they did pass, and they deny it wholeheartedly. At number 71, the Aviators will select Jared Scott, first baseman from the Dillas. User, I'm Jared. At number 73, the Apex will pass.
We select Nospace.
Bypass it, yeah.
Some of these were filled in early, and some of them weren't.
Well, once you pass in an earlier round, then they
you're done.
You drop out of the draft, so they're automatically filled in for future rounds at that point. So, Scorpion Stars and Sloths all passed in a previous round, but now the Raptors and the Rougarou will pass as well in this round. But the Voyagers will select Antonio Bubinetti, center fielder, Prof Scoobs. Professor Scoobs, center fielder for the Wheelers. New York Voyagers.
7 TPE.
Drafting Antonio.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Come on back. We'd love to have you. So that is the 5th round. Moving on to the 6th round, number 82. Nosbase.
So, I'm actually familiar with this person.
Oh, really?
Well, more than familiar. You know, really know this person. They're very, very busy person.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they're very busy with the game that we all use in PBE. And so at 82nd overall, the Sea Serpents draft Nicolino Di Benedetto, user the Nicolino, or as I just know him as Nicolino, and the all-knowing OOTP god, and who is very, very busy right now since 26 just came out. But whenever he has, spare time, we'll always welcome him in Seattle. So congratulations, Nicolino.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And thank you for your work on the game as well. They work on the game, I assume, Nospace.
Yeah, so Nicolino does a lot of like for those who don't know, like for us, including PB, like who Jacob, the commissioner for PB, like Nicolino's like our contact point. So we all usually talk to Nicolino at some point or another. So they do a whole bunch.
Wow. Well, thank you, Nicolino, in case you're watching, for everything you do with the game to help make the game possible and in turn the PBE possible. we wouldn't be around without the work that you and the other
good times,
the other people that work on the game do.
Plus, today was Major League Baseball opening day, so I'm sure they're super busy.
Oh yeah. Now at number 83, the Crabs pass. At 85, Detroit selects Slippin' Jimmy, starting pitcher from the Firehawks. Better call Anik. Very nice. Slippin' Jimmy to the Demons at 85. At 87, Outer Banks selects John Tatton, second baseman for the Lemurs. George Brizzo, the user. So congratulations, John Tatton, for being selected at 87 to the Aviators. 96, the Voyagers select Jordan Hill, third baseman for the Swift Steeds. Just a me, 15, the user. And now at number 98, the Sea Serpents again.
Gosh, it's me already.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Rapid firing.
At 98 overall, we selected Austin Sanders, user D3 Gaming Organization. Same thing. I mean, we welcome everybody in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
So, if you come on back, welcome you back.
Yeah. Come on back to the PBE. 101, the Demons will take Speedy Gonzalez, user Tipper50, center fielder for the Wheelers. Another great render from the graphics team. Moving on to number 103, the Aviators will select Brandon Stewart, user Brandon Stewart, shortstop for the Dillos. Do the render team reach out to the players to create, or do they use their own ideas? The players will list what their render is in their roster page, and then the graphics team uses that render and just makes their own ideas using that render as the basis, and sometimes they'll grab references from the name as well of the player if it's a name like there was a Cassius Agrippa earlier on there was a statue Greek bust.
Sometimes these guys too they've already played a full at this point a full season in minor league, so they might have had some graphics and some stuff out there that gave them motivation.
Yeah, and just to add on, Jacob's also correct. So there's two places that you can put a render. Roster page is one of them, but sometimes people miss it, or when they're making their player, they don't know what it means at that moment in time. So there's also a channel in each of the rookie discords too, for people to put it there as well, because by then usually people will know what it is, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, now I can answer this question.
Yeah, so if you have some kind of idea for your render that you want the draft graphics team to include, those are the places to put it, both in your roster page and in the channel in the rookie Discord as well. So at 112, the Voyagers will select J-Dub55 Real, the user, right fielder for the Wheelers. And that ends the 7th round, brings us on into the 8th round. And 114, we have the Sea Serpents yet again.
Yeah, so at 114, I mean, to put it simply, I think we're at the very, 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 very tail end. We drafted this, it was more symbolic because this user was actually gave head office a heads up, just letting them know, like, hey, I'm sorry I made a player, but I really don't have time. I prefer people don't contact me. So, I mean, we didn't, even though we couldn't talk to this individual, we don't want anybody left behind, as I mentioned earlier. So at 114 overall, we drafted Element, shortstop user Element X71. Hopefully they will eventually find time and they will find their way back. And once they do, they'll have a spot.
All right. Well,
There you go.
congratulations, Ellie Mint. And with the final pick of the Season 54 draft, the Detroit Demons at 117 will select Renjiro Sato, left fielder for the Bears. User Rockets. So congratulations to Renjiro Sato for being selected to the Demons here at 117. And that is the end of the Season 54 Majors draft. Thank you, everyone, to watching. That is watching for watching to this point. Thank you all to the GMs who both joined me on the call today, as well as sent in quotes. We have the Minors draft upcoming this Saturday, March 29th, and then Sunday we have the awards stream. Minors draft scheduled at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Moosey will be taking you through that, and then the awards stream will be at March 30th at 5 p.m. Jacob and Leatherneck Mike will be taking you through that one. And now, Space, you want to tease up the Prospect League real quick before we sign off here for tomorrow?
Yes, what is now arguably the longest stream on the PBE calendar. Now that round 1 of playoffs is split in half, we do the entire Prospect League playoffs tomorrow. Should be fun. We're watching a minimum of 7 games, and I know there's some people that are keeping score at home. We know those people. We always see them in the playoff chat. The maximum amount of games I could be watching tomorrow night is 13, and it's usually a 4.5 hour. I think my average is about 4.5 hours. It's like my 8th Prospect League playoffs. I think our record is like 5.5 hours. So hopefully it won't be that long, but it is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Should be fun. As always, Prospect League brings a lot of different crazy things. Who knows what we'll see tomorrow.
All right. Well, Knif3y Man, any last comments from you before we call it?
No, just congratulations everybody who got drafted, and welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Hope you all find some great new friends in your Majors locker room. Reach out to your GMs if you haven't already gotten an invite to the Discord locker room for your respective team, and they'll be able to send you an invite through that way. But that will do it for us tonight. Tune in tomorrow for Prospect League, as Nazbe said, and Minors draft and award stream both this weekend. And then spring training will be here before you know it.
I can get a raid going.
Yes, please do.
I see them asking.
Yeah, can you go ahead and do that real quick?
In fact, let's go raid. I see OTP officials up, so
perfect.
Go send the party over there.
Excellent.
If I can type. Hang on. Oops. This is what I get for multitasking. I'm literally watching the stream in 2 different places. There we go.
Excellent. Well, that's going to do it for us, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and go enjoy OOTP development stream. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you all later. Farewell.